All right. All right, for that, we're officially starting. I'm going to ask Anna Marie to come on the screen and welcome everybody.
Well, hi, everybody. I sure wish I was there with you. We're still kind of not supposed to get out into large crowds yet. So thank you for joining in person. Thank you for joining on Zoom for the January membership luncheon. And a special thank you goes out to Orlando's for hosting our meeting and catering our meal. I'm sure it's going to be delightful for those of you that can enjoy that. So I'm Anna Marie Weir with Enterprise Bank and Trust, and I'm currently serving as the 2021 president of the Chamber. And we have another few board members with us today as well. So if you are in person or Zoom, could I ask you to please stand and just identify yourselves for the crowd? Maybe just stand up, give a wave. And while we're doing that, could I invite everybody to stand up and let's just say Pledge of Allegiance in appreciation of our freedom today. Everyone join in. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Play ball. We have several guests of honor in attendance with us today, and I would like to acknowledge those individually. We've got Harvey Siegel with the Creve Coeur Fire Protection District. I can't see the crowd, so I'm assuming people are waving or standing. And from the city of Yawitz over Zoom, we have council members Gregory Carl, J. Gregory Carl, and Missy Waldman.
Welcome, everybody. Happy New Year.
We've got Carlos Trejo, who's Director of Planning and Community Development. And we also want to welcome our new guests today. Thank you for being with us. If you are here, Keith Castle with St. Louis Group Business Brokers. Ed Schmidt with Rocket Careers. Sandra Yell, if it's Yelly, I'm not sure. Sandra Yelly with Holiday Inn St. Louis Creve Coeur. We have Brad Kreiner with Cornerstone Master Builders. Brian Barrios with Midwest Pool Management. And we've got today's speaker that we're all looking forward to, Greg Yawitz with KEAT Properties is here on Zoom with us. So welcome all. Today your luncheon is sponsored by Mutual of Omaha. So Chris, if you don't mind, Chris Fletcher and Elias Corpus would like to come to the podium and give us a 4-minute presentation. We'd welcome you to do that now.
Tom, do you want me to keep my mask on? Then you can't see how animated I get if I have the mask on. No, so as you mentioned, thank you very much for having us. We're extremely excited to actually sponsor something in person. So this is awesome. I was telling Chris earlier, I don't really attend a lot of luncheons outside of a lot of the main chambers that I'm part of, and I know Chris is really looking to get involved in the chamber here, and I'm just pumped just to be face to face. So this is awesome. Welcome. It's nice to see smiles. That's even better. So as you mentioned, my name is Elias Corpus. So I'm the managing director with Mutual Omaha Advisors here in St. Louis. Our territory spans St. Louis, Kansas City, into a little slice of Illinois. We're insurance and financial service providers. So we do insurance and financial planning collectively. I'm here with my colleague, one of my financial advisors here locally, Chris Fisher. And we're excited. So one of the big reasons why we sponsor today is in conversations. One of my past managers was on the board and has been very involved with the chamber for, I guess, really the last year. One of the programs that we have is pretty unique. We call it the association program. In conversations with Tom, really what it does is it allows us to provide additional benefits, to you guys as members at discounts, right? So it's not available to proprietary, or it's not available to just the general public at large. It's really only available to associations. And with talking with Tom, with looking at everything that happened in COVID and looking at all the different things that were going on, it really became more of a conversation. How can we provide additional benefits, additional opportunities to help everybody in the chamber either help retain new employees, attract new employees, but then also provide the ability to get coverage, obviously at a discounted overall price. So if you look at the little packet you have, I got 4 minutes, so I'm going to try to go as fast as I can. On page 2, really just outlines what the program is. So it's not immensely robust. It's not complicated or anything along those lines. We really focus in 4 very distinct areas. I'm really going to talk about 2. So the first one you see on there is income protection, which is disability insurance. So one of the most important aspects, or one of the most important assets that we all have available in this room right now is not our home, not our bank accounts, etc. It's our ability to go to work every day and earn income, provide for the family, and pay for the things that are actually of why we're actually going to work daily. Without that income coming into play, everything else that we're trying to accomplish really either can't happen or doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. So when we look at working with business owners, we also understand the importance of that family aspect and how, when people come to work and they're doing their job and making sure that they have some kind of safeguard on the back end. So what we did is with the disability income side, it's 15% discount. So if you get it, you elect the coverage, it's 50% right off the top just by being part of the association. If you are an individual proprietor, it means you own your own business or whatever that may be. We also add an additional self-employed discount on top of that. But you can also stack as many benefits as you like across the board. So if you have 2 or 3 of your employees or your members who also want coverage, we can also do an common employer discount and expand that out, and we can cap you up to about a 30 to 35% discount just on that coverage alone. The great part about it, because the big thing with disability insurance, the one thing that most people consider or don't consider is that if I never use it, right? We're all 10 foot tall and bulletproof. Nothing's ever going to happen to us. I get it. Been doing the industry long enough. That's the concept. So what we've done is we've also baked in there an 80% return of premium every 10 years. So if you get a policy at age 40, at age 50, you get 80% of your premiums back at that point. At age 60, you get another 80% back in premium again. So it helps you safeguard that overall aspect. If you don't use it, number one, I'm going to congratulate you and say, awesome, you're healthy, but you're also going to be able to get some of your premiums back as well. So the money's just not going away to cover the big what if, right? So that's really for the disability aspect of it. The other side is long-term care. So 5% off in regards to long-term care has been very prevalent over the course of the last few years, people going into coverage, etc. The great part in regards to the association is that it doesn't just benefit you as members, it also extends to your spouses as well. So if your spouse is not part of the chamber, anything along those lines, you can also get the coverage and get the discount for your spouses as well. And you can open up to your employees collectively if you have people like that underneath you. The only other 2 benefits that are in there, they're pretty high level. Those are more enhancements than they are as far as discounts or ability to take premium off. But again, this is something that Tom felt would be great to at least give to you guys as a benefit. There's no charge to the chamber overall to do it. It's 100% really around him about how can he provide additional benefits to you guys, give you the ability to maximize benefits, leverage current chamber members, etc. But then also not have to pay full price. That's okay, right? So if you have any questions, let us know. We'll be here obviously throughout the day. A lot of the information I believe is on the website already, and we can send out whatever you have. But it's great coverage and everything else. And again, if you're going to buy it less expensive. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Elias, for that explanation. That's a really great program, great member benefit. So I know we have lots of business owners as members. And I think that this is really something to look into for those of you who can utilize that program. So today we have 8 new members here with us, and David Peterson, if you could come to the podium, we'll bring up the ambassadors.
Awesome, thank you. All right, will the following ambassadors please join me up front? First, we have Dr. Paul Hyland with Committed to Health Chiropractic and Massage Works. And we have Larry Tessler with Tessler Promotions and St. Louis Wing Company. We'll give these guys a round of applause. Oh, and Norma. Say hi, Norma. Norma's on the screen. All right. I'm pleased to introduce our new members. You all have 1 minute to talk about your business, meet our ambassadors, and then get your picture taken with Kevin McCarty with McCarty Photography. First, we have Beth and Steve. Is it Charbonnet?
Excellent.
Oh, yes.
Good job.
With Show Me Custom Signs, please join me at the podium.
He's a whiner.
Come on. Come on up. You guys have 1 minute. Starting now.
I got a lot to say. Good morning or good afternoon, everyone. So excited to be here. Very, very grateful to see your faces in person. It's awesome. Steve and I have just started a brand new company. It's a sign business. We do all sorts of signs, exterior, interior, vehicle graphics, anything for your signage needs we can help you with. I think one thing that's funny is that a lot of companies that are either moving their locations or starting a new business, signs are like the last thing they think about. So they're like about to open in a week and then they go, we need a sign. So if you can catch people a little early in that process, it's really, really good. I had a little quote for everybody today because it reminded me of this year and kind of our inspiration. Don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits. So we've opened at a crazy time, but we're really, really looking forward to helping businesses and community grow and to give back in that regard. So call us if you need help. We have our flyers are up front along with my business card. So thank you. Did I go over?
No, you're good.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
All right, thank you. Next, we'll Lou Darden, Kreisman Bayer Insurance. Come join me at the podium. Welcome, Lou.
What's up, brother, man? I'm gonna have to lower this because I'm vertically challenged. I'm a hair model, but when I'm not doing that, I'm with Kreisman Insurance. We are the oldest insurance brokerage in the Midwest. And why that's an advantage, we have access to carriers that most brokers do not. We are all A+ rated. We offer auto, home, life, and commercial. We're in 45 of the 50 states, so if you've got a client that's relocating, I'd love to talk with them. Or if you just have any questions about insurance, I am not a hardcore salesperson. I am crouching tiger, hidden salesman. I will never ask you for your business, but I will be more than happy to give you any of my expertise. If anyone knows me, first and foremost, I am all about helping others and relationships. So I'd love to get to know all of you, and I've got a sneaky way of doing that. Any and everyone in this room is invited to Top Golf. I've got a corporate membership. It's free to come play with me. That sounded weird.
It didn't until you said that.
I know, right? Until I acknowledge that I know I'm going over time, so I'm going to stop. But yes, it's free to golf when we get 20% off of food and beverage. So I'd love to do a one-to-one with you at Top Golf, and I'm not good, so you're going to win.
So you don't charge people to play with you?
No,
All right, Larry. All right, will Jeff Pfister with STL Programs please join me at the podium? All right, Jeff, come on up. We'll give you a 1 minute, sir.
Well, hello, good morning, good afternoon. How's everyone? I'm a publisher. We publish about 50 different specialty publications throughout the St. Louis area. We publish playbills, like for Stages St. Louis. We do special event programs like the St. Louis Art Fair. We also do directories, city business directories for municipalities like Clayton, View City, and Ladue. And finally, we work with about 5 different chambers to help them publish their own directories. Basically, we make our revenue by selling ads. We put all the booklets together, and we provide the programs free of charge to the organization. And sometimes there's a commission we will pay, depending on the project. Finally, we also can do ad sales by itself, help with printing and graphic design. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thanks, Dan.
All right, our next new member has 2 companies. Will Sunny Lasky with American Solutions for Business and Inadic. How do you say that one?
Kangen,
What is it?
Kangen water.
Oh,
Kangen,
that's not how it's spelled.
Kangen, very magic.
Water filtration system. Anyway, go ahead, Sunny.
Okay, thank you.
That's right.
Good morning, everyone. It is a pleasure to be here. This is my first time out in months, so I'm so excited I got dressed up for everybody. Anyway, I'm going to talk first about Kangen water. So do you know where your water is coming from? Do you know what is in your water? Could your water be making you sick? Bottled water, soda, and power drinks are extremely acidic. If your body is acidic, you can change it by converting your tap water into an alkaline, electrolyzed water using the Kangen water machine. With the push of a button, the ionizer is capable of producing 5 different types of water. For instance, the 2.5 pH, which is medical grade water, kills all bacteria and is presently being used in restaurants and hospitals. It can also treat eczema. The benefits of drinking higher grade alkaline water can help balance your body, giving you more energy, vitality, less brain fog, help with PTSD and depression, and removing toxins from your body. This water also helps reverse and prevent chronic illness naturally. For 40 plus years, Kangen alkaline water has considered the very best drinking water because of its incomparable powers of hydration, detoxification, and antioxidation. If you are interested in a 10-day water trial, please see me after this, and I'd be more than happy to provide you with that. Change your water, change your life. So my second company, similar to Larry's.
You gotta do the spin.
What? Oh, okay, spin. Okay. All right. A la Larry. Thank you. American Solutions for Business is a 35-year-old company. We are in Glenwood, Minnesota. Did you know that almost $240 billion is spent in the United States each year for promotional items? Research shows that 73% of us keep it for a week, and some of us use it every single day. What my company offers is the ability to market your business through brand awareness. We provide branding from everything from t-shirts, water bottles, it is for Kangen, magnets to keychains, thumb drives, which are really any type of unusual item, electronics, business cards, and even branded candy. So Valentine's is coming up, that would be wonderful. We also offer to healthcare items, flags, bags, custom polo shirts. I provide the best printed apparel with affordable pricing. Lastly, our warehouse has any type of PPE products needed for use by city, state, county, or city law enforcement, first responders, and healthcare workers. For any type of branding and marketing, please call me. Thank you very much, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Welcome to the
Thank you. I don't know exactly where, but. Oh, no, I know. Okay, I'll leave this here for a second. What do you want me to do? Right here? Okay. Much stuff.
Thank you.
Am I supposed to come over here?
Yep, meet these guys and then get your picture taken. Next we have Jeff with DDI Media. Jeff, please join me at the podium. You have 1 minute.
I know.
Hello, everybody. My name is Jeff Wapel. I'm with DDI Media. We handle the billboards throughout the metro St. Charles area and St. Louis. We have over 600 billboard faces throughout the area, and we have 33 digital boards. So we have the highest concentration of billboards in the area. We have a 34th billboard that's going up in March out in Wentzville. We also do digital mobile marketing. So if you're ever looking to get hyper specific with who you are trying to target, we can geofence areas, and then you tell us who you are looking for, what your typical client is, and we can target them and send ads to them on their mobile devices. So we get it through their phones, but then we turn around and we can sit there and on your PCs, your laptops, you all start talking to each other as soon as you get home. So they're trying to see how everybody's day went. So we'll get your information to everyone through all of your devices. So thank you very much. And is this when you would like me to talk about the other part, the billboard program? Or?
You can mention it, but I'm going to talk about it.
Okay. Well, if you don't already know, we do have a billboard program with the chamber. I highly recommend it. It's a very affordable price, and it's great for branding for your businesses in this area. So thank you again, Jeff Wapel.
Awesome. Thank you, Jeff. Will Andrew Miller with St. Louis Paving please join me at the podium? Come on up, sir. You get 1 minute to talk about your business.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Andrew Miller. I'm with St. Louis Paving. I am very happy to be out in public. It's been a long quarantine. Anyways, you all know about that. St. Louis Paving is a small paving contractor. Well, not small. We have almost 40 employees that does work all in 50-mile radius of St. Louis. We do commercial asphalt repair and new construction, as well as commercial asphalt seal coating. It's a good preventative maintenance tactic that also makes your parking lot look brand new. We also do commercial and residential concrete work. So if you need any of those things, please give me a call. One thing people don't think about with their parking lot is that if you got some potholes, not only does it look bad on a first impression if somebody comes up and busts their tire in your parking lot, it's also a liability issue. You know, if somebody trips, you could have a big insurance problem on your hands. So it's important things to think about. Very nice to meet you, and that's all I got.
Nice guy.
Hey, the new father of a 3-week-old.
Oh, wow. All right. Will James Griffith with Homestead Senior Care join me at the podium? James, come on down. You get 1 minute to talk about your business.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon. My name is James Griffith. I'm the owner of Homestead Senior Care. We are a non-medical, private duty home care company, senior home care company. I've had the company for 16 years. We're part of a network of over 1,000 offices in the United States of America. On these occasions, I usually speak about our caregivers because as a service business, you realize that your employees are the face of your company, especially in a high situation. And I have a core of caregivers who I'm very proud of. And the network we have the lowest turnover rate of caregivers in the United States, one of the lowest in the United States in our franchising offices. We also have caregivers who've been with us for 10 years or more, at 120. These people are truly caregivers for all of us. Now, all these things come together, you realize they have to pass 14 background checks. They have to have their car finished, and they have to pass a drug test twice a year. And they're doing this for $12, an average of $12 an hour. This tells you that our caregivers are not motivated mainly or primarily by the doctors. They are usually Christians, and they're working for a higher cause. I am so blessed by having a caregiver corps of up to 60 caregivers, and they are a blessing to the community and to me. And they are, at our office, are treated with the utmost dignity and respect, and they are certainly do that from us. Thank you very much.
Awesome, thank you, James. Going to, next we have Roger. Is it Gessling? All right, Zip Express, come on up, Roger.
Give you a journey.
Better.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Good afternoon. Yeah, it is. It's quarter after. I'm with Roger Gessling. I'm with Zip Express. We are a customer service company that we do customer service with our trucks. A lot of people say Express, they want to know who we are, what we do. Well, we do same-day delivery service up to 150 miles in St. Louis. We do, we have cars, vans, box trucks, and we have tractor trailers. We also have a system that we're proud of on the internet. It's a software system that enables you to place your orders, track and trace, which everybody rants and raves about. And we also have warehousing where we do distribution from the warehouse. We do air freight. And of course, if LTO means less than truckload business, we do that. We have tractor trailers. We have 5 of those. We have 30 dock eyes. And one of our claims to fame is that we have the Verizon account. And we do deliveries for Verizon. However, it's not house to house. This is mainly to post office. One of the things that we'd like to do is the mail deliveries and pickups. A lot of companies don't like their mail service because they don't want to go on the times that the companies want them to. So we will pick up at 7 o'clock in the morning or 4:30 or 5 o'clock at night and deliver it back to the post office. This is catching on because we've signed up 3 of those in the last month. One of the reasons is through the pandemic, a lot of people don't want to be driving around, but our couriers will pick this up, and we're pretty reasonable. I am looking for mail deliveries. I am looking for small package deliveries. I'm looking for palletized business, and I'm looking for warehouse business. If you know somebody or if you have an interest, please call. I have cards by the 1,000. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Tom Lancy is going to come back up, and he's going to announce that it's time for lunch. So you're up, Tom.
Yeah, I'm sure you're all hungry. So actually, at this point, Mike's going to start calling tables. So as soon as he calls you, jump up and grab your food. I know we had a lot to go over today, and a lot of new members, which we're excited to have you all here. I'll tell you, I just finished up my first year with the Chamber, and we truly do have a great community here, and I pray that you all feel a part of that and get to know everybody. Because I do think this group really does try to help each other out. We truly are stronger together. So I'm going to do my announcements while he's calling tables so that we can kind of keep going. I'm Italian, so I really care about food, and everything that's important happens around the table, right? So I'm going to just kind of wanted to give you guys a couple heads up about a couple things. So we always have these up at our tables for the luncheons. If you ever want to add your own flyer to this, please let us know. We only charge $10 to add that. We just ask you to bring your flyers to us, by that Monday before the luncheon.
Hey, Carla?
And a couple things that are coming up. We have our It's Just Networking 2 on February 4th. If you've never, and we also have one, and that's always the first Thursday of the month. And then we have another one that's always the first Tuesday of the month. That's on February 16th. They're basically like a leads group, You're always welcome to come as a guest your first time. If you don't have a competitor in that industry, it could be a great fit for you. All you just have to be a member of the chamber. And the other aspect of it too is as we can always start another one. As long as we have a handful of other members that want to start another networking group. Also, I want to invite you all to John David Jewelers next month on the 12th. We're going to have our coffee connection. So obviously you all like to come in person, and for those that like to be virtual, you'll have both options to do that. And Kim's been nice, and she's gonna give away a piece of jewelry that she's made. So so those who are registered could be walking home right in time for Valentine's Day. I would say go to Kim's before Valentine's Day so you can pick up your order.
Go right now.
Also, I wanted to let you know that we have our online auction open right now. I'm continuing to add items. I have some items in my email right now that I still need to add to it. There's a link right on our website at ccochamber.com. Please start bidding. We have some really awesome items. Like Kim put together a $75 thing of lottery tickets with some Be Mine dowels, so get lucky for Valentine's Day. And then we also have like Lou said, he loves his Top Golf, so he's got a big package for you to have a party at Top Golf that you can bid on that's on there. As Jeff alluded to, we have a billboard. We have a digital billboard. It's a great way to promote your business for a really low cost. We charge $125 for 4 weeks, and you're guaranteed 60 flips a day, but lately we've been getting well over 100 flips a day. And it's right there on Page in Lindbergh, right across the street from Quick Trip. And I actually added it to the auction site, so you can actually bid on it and get it even cheaper. If you wanna get it for more than a month, it's cheaper. So there's bundle packages, and it says on there one of our bundle packages. If you do it for the year, it's only $100. But if you do it for 3 months, it's only $115. Also, I want to invite you all to our trivia night. We have a virtual trivia coming up on the 29th. It's next Friday. It's a really good time. It moves really fast. Cash prizes. It's going to have, if you've ever done, who stinks at trivia? I do. I don't know about you all. What's awesome is you answer your questions in multiple choice. So this is how I got into college. Multiple choice. Just keep taking that test until you got the qualifying number, right? It's multiple choice because, one, you get points by how quickly you answer the question. So even if you get it right, it doesn't mean you're going to win. It means that you get it right and you get it fast. You get points for that. And so it's a lot of fun. You could do it, obviously it's virtual, so you can have all your friends from 6 different houses play. You can all have a party at your house or at your office. We've seen it all different ways. So I just really hope you can come. We're still accepting sponsors and team members and stuff like that. So I just really encourage you to come out and play. Other than that, I wanted to also just, as you're starting your planning for the year, if you would like to host a coffee connection or sponsor a luncheon, or you actually just want to schedule your sponsorships for the whole year, let me know. I can sit down with you and we can kind of map it out and let you know what's available. And we want to do our best to promote your business. And as you can tell, we're starting to get out more. So some people have been sitting on waiting, getting a ribbon cutting too as well. So if you want to schedule that out, let us know. We want to get that set up for you as well. So I appreciate your all patience as you get your food, because we've had a lot of discussion already this morning. But I am really excited to hear our presenter today. But I just give you guys just a moment to get yourselves settled, and people on Zoom, if you want to chat for a little bit, and I'll let you know when we're ready for our presenter. Oh, and also I have some special attendance prizes today that I'm going to be giving away, so you'll want to stick around.
Tom, just real quick. I just want to say congratulations on your first year, and you're doing a hell of a job.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh, you guys, we got a shot yesterday.
Well, I'm kind of jealous that we can't enjoy the meal.
He sits, he stays, he doesn't, he doesn't have an accent.
They could have sent us boxed lunches.
You would have paid for it.
That's all right.
Yeah,
What'd you say, Missy?
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Box lunches to the Zoomers.
Right?
Yeah.
Norma, you were muted. What did you say?
Oh, I said, would be better than my sandwich.
Right?
Everybody, everybody
Hershey's.
be well.
Everybody what, Al?
Everybody be well. I'm gonna go strictly audio instead of video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and don't forget to go back to mute when we do that. We sometimes lose it and forget it when we don't see our audio that we're not.
Absolutely. Hopefully, after I get my shot, I will start showing up in person because we want to get more active. Hey, Steve, how are you?
Well, it's good to see everyone. So,
Good to see you.
Norma, you are always looking beautiful. May I, God bless, be as healthy and beautiful as you are, and reach the age that you are and be as healthy. It's a blessing.
Well, thank you. And it is, I feel fortunate. It's things like this that keep me young.
Yeah, it's good that you've got the technology to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
To show you my lack of technology, I had to have my computer guy come because I didn't know how to put the camera on my PC. I wanted to begin to do things different than through an iPad. If I would have known it was that simple, I wonder how much it's really going to cost me. He brought something in, put it on my screen, I plugged it in my DAS keyboard, boom. Got $100 for a $20, capability. I'm challenged.
How come you didn't go to the luncheon, Missy? How come you didn't go to the luncheon? Just social.
Yeah, I'm still dealing with the social distancing. I'm 3 months or less from 65. I have one of those two conditions, and I will be brutally honest with you. Well, I work with the minority community, and I've seen a lot of African American people of color impacted. I have begun to see even my own fellow friends of those impacted. A father who's passed away recently, their family came home for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and they broke that barrier. And I'm beginning to see that more often than I am. I want my vaccine. And that doesn't guarantee with the new plans we have. So,
That's a good point. I have a kind of an adopted mom who's in senior living, and there were the few that left the building. She didn't, but over Christmas, really put a spike in their cases there, and led to one death. So, and they all were ones that went out over Christmas.
yeah, it's invisible. Mine are those that went out of town for Thanksgiving and went and met with family for Christmas. Yeah. And yet I've had others that have done a little bit of this and that, and they haven't had any issues, but it's so silent. I'm not willing to put myself at risk. As long as my job lets me work from home and I'm blessed to be able to do that, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah. And go down the street and participate and pay for things in my community to have a good meal. At that place down there called Price Crossing. Greg, you doing well?
All good.
Julie, the kids?
She's great. I mean, she's that tenant of mine that's not paying rent because you open up a in-person crafting business in a pandemic and then don't pay your landlord. Phew.
I tell you, it got taken out and trained. Well, give them our love. Give them our love. And
They're doing great. Thank you.
I do like seeing all the creative things that get done at the shop from the kids.
You guys doing all right?
We're fine, thanks.
I think they just called our last table. So if you guys are, Greg, if you're ready to go here in a little bit, I'll let you know when they're settled because I want people to be able to pay attention.
Yeah, just what do you think ETA wise? How many minutes?
I'll give you like maybe 5 minutes. I mean, they're actually up getting their food, so hopefully they'll sit and I'll get up as soon as you see me come up to the podium, I'll be getting ready to send it over.
I'll be back at my desk in under 5 minutes.
Okay.
So Tom,
Yeah.
Does Dave have his food? Could he maybe come up and?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Dave will come up.
Yeah, well, I mean, if he has his food already, maybe he could do the introduction while there. I mean, I don't know. Now Greg's gone, so I'm just trying to give Greg ample time.
Yeah, as soon as Greg gets back.
Okay.
I'll go tell Dave.
Hi, Jeremy Hodis.
Hey Mo, how are you?
Good to see you on Zoom.
Yeah.
No, I never did figure out what happened to, weren't we gonna do a outdoor coffee something one of these weeks where we were gonna sit outside and have coffee?
We were, but I think we were waiting for probably a day much like today. We were waiting for the weather to be suitable for that.
All right, let's see if one of these days is nice and we can sit outside and get fresh air and
get a cup of coffee. We can do
yeah,
that.
that's the only real fun these days. That's scary.
I know. I've got a couple of Starbucks gift cards sitting on my desk. Some $10 gift cards I got from people, so we're all set if we want to go to Starbucks.
Let's use it. Party at Starbucks.
There we go.
Anna Maria, I got to stop by the bank at some point, drop off a check. Is the teller window open?
Drive-through.
The drive-through's open. Okay, cool.
Yep. And they can run out if need be, but for that they wouldn't really need to.
Yeah.
Whenever Greg gets back, we'll be ready. Dave's ready whenever. Okay. Oh, there he is. I'll go ahead and get him.
Wow, he heard his name.
Greg, if you're ready, we'll.
Mo, are you kind of consistent with students right now, or hit or miss? What's that like?
We've seen an increase in students coming into the center over the last 2 months. And so now we actually are running, I'm looking at my thing, we have 44 kids coming in today.
That sounds great.
Yeah, that's a lot. 25 of them are coming in center and the rest are coming in online. So right now, for the first time really since the pandemic, we have more people inside than an online.
All right, if everybody can go ahead and.
So it's just changing if people are getting more comfortable.
Glad to hear that.
Yeah, we're running out of space.
That's a good problem to have.
My name is Dave Morris. I'm happy to be one of your board members of the chamber. My company has been there, dumped that, dumpster rentals. It's springtime, so a lot of people are getting busy with cleaning out their houses. For people that are guests or anybody today, I left some materials on the table with a discount for renting a dumpster if you're doing any spring cleaning. So please look us up. This afternoon, I'm happy to introduce Greg Yawitz. Hey, Greg. See ya. Greg and I have known each other for a long time. My career was in commercial real estate. Our careers kind of parallel. He was a retail and development expert. Mine was not. Greg has a phenomenal background, having represented multiple states, regional national companies like Target, McDonald's, Home Depot, Sugar Fire as their real estate broker. He's been doing analytics, market analysis for these companies, really the guts of how decision making is made. Greg is on the board of the Jewish Federation of St. Louis and the past board chair of the state chapter of Autism Speaks. He's a developer owner, and his biggest and most engaging project he has right now, of course, is Olive Crossing, which everybody knows is under construction at Olive and I-170. So with that, I'll hand it over to Greg. Greg in the box.
Thank you, Dave. Thanks for having me this afternoon. I've prepared a 18 or so slide presentation. I'll try to walk you through what, as Missy knows, is approaching a 7-year adventure. I was taller when I started. You can't tell how tall I am because I'm on Zoom, but I can assure you I was taller 7 years ago, thanks to spinal compression that happens when you cross that 50 age line. So just a little bit about me. I live in Olivet. I have for about 27 years. My wife, Julie, is a new member of the chamber. She opened the AR workshop, do-it-yourself woodworking and craft studio in my shopping center, Price Crossing, in the middle of a pandemic, which is fabulous. And I've got 2 daughters. One's in Boston getting a doctorate in occupational therapy, and the other one is on the autism spectrum and works with my wife at her store. And as Marasia, who's on Zoom, knows, my wife was a employee of Logos for about 27 years. And so we, been around the whole time. I went to grade school in Creve Coeur and moved back to St. Louis about 30 years ago. So as Dave said, I am a developer. I'm not sure which one here I is smarter, for him getting out or me staying in. But that remains to be seen. Now let's figure out here if I never get this right. Use slideshow. This should work hopefully in a second. All right. Hopefully you all just see one big blue screen share. Good. All right. All right. So today I'm going to give you a bit of a history of what Olive Crossing is and some of the challenges and fun things that developers get to deal with, the evolution, sort of where we started and where we are now. So the history of Olive Crossing, which for those of you who are familiar with it, is the corner of Olive and 170 where Office Max used to be. It's a 14-acre property. There were 13 parcels. There were 11 different sellers. Olivet had the vision to redevelop this site back in, I think it was March or April of 1969. Obviously, no one had made it happen yet. And I apparently am, I don't know, some people say persistent. My wife would call it stubborn. Determined might be a good word versus stubborn. Because I live in Olivet, it was something that I wanted to try to do because, like with Price Crossing, I'm able to bring development to the city I live in, provide economic benefit, provide the types of uses and services my neighbors really want. So back in 2015, the city issued an RFP for redevelopment and my firm was selected the developer. And so, as I mentioned earlier, there were some challenges, right? There were 11 different property owners, one of them actually being the state of Missouri. The property is horribly irregularly shaped. It looks like a boomerang that has a fat side. And there are major utility issues and major grading issues with the change in elevation throughout the development. There were roadway improvements needed, off-site utility issues, and major drainage issues that rolled down the hill, so to speak, to my site. So here's what we started with. I think my pointer shows up on the screen. So you have a mix of the closed gas station that was there, an old office building. This parcel the highway department owned used to be a industrial facility for air conditioning, our old Office Max, a lot of vacant land, and a number of very small homes that were, 700-800 square feet that were really not in great shape. So back in the original version of this back in 16, because as Dave mentioned, my primary expertise has been in retail, what I envisioned was something really retail oriented. Lots of retail space, lots of surface parking, lots of asphalt, because that's sort of what spoke to me. And what we have here in Olivet that I have with our city, with Missy and Carlos Trejo and Barb and the rest of the council, Mayor Springer, it's a public-private partnership. So this sort of seemed like the right thing at the time, but all along the city had said, we're looking for something different. We're looking for something better. So as I started to evolve the concept and really dig into it, a few things became obvious. It was way too dependent on retail. The challenges I mentioned earlier about the utilities were driving the costs up. And Olivet had this strategic plan that really called for a dynamic sense of place. And I think you can agree with me, what you see on the screen is really not all that dynamic. And so we went back to the drawing board and we came up with an even more dynamic plan. And in this plan, you've still got a lot of asphalt, but you have now multi-story buildings. In Olivet, there's not a hotel really anywhere close except in Clayton at the airport or, no offense, in Creve Coeur, but those are multiple miles away. A lot of them are older. And so the market study we did revealed demand for a hotel. And so we added that lodging component in, added some multi-story office, still a lot of retail. And over the course of the last 2 years, we've been massaging what this development needs to be and what it might be. And now this may come as news to some of you, but there's a pandemic going on. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with this. Might be changing the way we do business. And so as we started looking at this, we evolved the plan in 19, pre-pandemic, to where in the area of where it says grocery, we had dropped in another multi-story office building. And we had made this one office building larger and eliminated this restaurant. Probably should have included that slide, but you'll get the point. So this was a large office building. This became a larger office building. And the challenge with the pandemic is we believe there will still be a demand for office space. I'm just not sure it would be enough for 300,000 more feet of office space. And so a number of months ago, and this is all, some of you may not be aware of this, it's just all coming public now, and there have been a number of hearings at the city, and there'll continue to be more. We decided to step back, look at what Olivet's strategic plan talked about with this dynamic sense of place, look at the site, and instead of thinking about what we wanted, think about what the site needed to be. What does the market need? What is long-term sustainable? What is less subject to economic downturns? And so we took that into account along with a number of things like decreasing the amount of surface parking and dealing with the access issues internally. And we've come up with a new plan, which we have, it's not officially in front of the city for consideration of the use. Where, apologies if you hear the horn honking, the downside of having an office over retail. We're going in front of the Tax Increment Financing Commission to change the use of our project one more time. And so, as I mentioned, we thought it was too dependent with office buildings. And so what you're going to see is some imagery and a layout that involves changing the second office building to a residential building, to an apartment building. And the reason that we looked at that and why we think that's a really good decision is, one, that there hasn't been any new apartment product built in Olivet since the year I graduated high school, which was in Arizona, by the way, not here. And there's not a lot of options other than single family housing or very old apartment stock in this area. And then what we determined also in sort of stepping back and looking at this because of the pandemic was that what we were going to create by doing this was an ecosystem, a real dynamic sense of place that is now truly live, work, play. We'll have retail, we'll have restaurants, we'll have office, we'll have a place to live, and we'll have a hotel component. which will give both the residents who are office tenants the ability to bring their coworkers or customers.
My name is Jennifer, and I am calling looking for chocolate-covered strawberries.
What is
to
that?
be delivered or handed out as a Valentine's treat to a commercial office building to the tenants in the building. So a fairly large order. If you could call me back, I can explain more details. But anyway, phone number is 314-267-7847.
Don't
I'm
give your
looking
credit
for
card.
400 boxes with 2 strawberries each.
And seashore.
I need to know if that's something that you can accommodate, how much, and if not, I completely understand. But I thought I would call and check.
Janet, you need to
phone number
state yourself.
314-267-7847. Thank you.
Okay, should I keep going?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's see, where was I? So, yeah, so creating this dynamic sense of place that becomes really a sustainable focal point development where, again, the office tenants can take advantage of having the hotel there. Olivette residents, when they have family in town, can have them stay closer to their house. Restaurants for all the people who live and work there to eat in, and retail stores for them to shop in. And so this is, although a little blocky, I will tell you, is close to our current layout. And so what this looks like now is this is Price Road running north and south. This is obviously Olive going east and west. And so currently we're talking about having a restaurant on this corner, a multi-tenant retail building in the middle, another multi-tenant retail building here, which will have a large outdoor patio for outdoor dining, a lot of public space in this area.
Hi, I'm Janet Schulman. I'm the Carmel House.
Oh, hi, Janet.
Hi.
Hold on, guys.
I apologize. I did not catch your name on the.
That's quite all right. My name is Jennifer.
Okay. Hi, Jennifer. I listened to your message, and of course, I need a.
Sorry about that.
Okay, there we go. All right, so where was I? Okay, so retail across the front. Over here to the left is sort of the end of my current center Price Crossing. This is where we're contemplating this, the multi-story apartment building. It'll have an associated parking garage. This is the office building we're contemplating in this area, parking garage here, and then the hotel in the south. So here's some of the current imagery. So this is, as of about a week ago, this is our view of, how to take what is right now, I'll call it less than attractive detention basin, which most of you have seen if you've driven the corner, and make it less unattractive. It still needs to be a detention basin, but put railings around it. We're going to include a bunch of native landscaping and so forth. And then here's sort of a vision of what this outdoor patio is going to look like. What I love about our site is we connect to the Centennial Greenway that comes up from Clayton along the Interbelt and then comes across Olive right in front of our site. So we're providing a 12-foot wide shared pedestrian and bike path along Olive. We're going to have a pedestrian and bike connection into the development, into this large open space area where there could be outdoor concerts or events, when we're allowed to do that stuff again. Food truck events, things like that. And then as you can see, the wireframe of the office building here, the hotel in the background, and the retail heading to the east. This is another view, just sort of looking into the development if you were on the on-ramp getting on the highway. This is one of our concepts for what our residential structure might look like with lots of amenities. As my partners are telling me, we're going to have things like a yoga studio and a gym and potentially even like a little recording studio or a woodworking maker suite to deal with everyone who loves to do Etsy. And if they live in an apartment, they don't have a place to use their tools, we may have tool rental for them. And then, the typical amenities that you would find in a mid to upper scale residential structure with the ability to walk outside and go across the internal walkway to get to a restaurant. This is that view when I was talking about the public space in the front. This is how we envision this real dynamic environment where neighbors can interact and the tenants can walk around and people can gather along what'll be a very long water feature to try to take that detention basin and turn it into something interesting and not just have it be the place the water goes when it rains. We're talking about interesting mixes of materials that are just not your typical material palette. Obviously, all of this being subject to Olivette's approval. At this point, it's all what we think we're going to do. And then on the southern end, the hotel, this is just a rendering one of our hotel partners looked at doing. We are, my partner Rusty Keeley and I are franchisees of Marriott now for our hotel, which will be, we also think, one of the unique factors. It's the first ever hotel combining Marriott Courtyard with Element by Westin. And so we'll have two types of hotel rooms in the same building to address two different customer needs. If you're coming to visit family and you want to stay for a week, maybe you stay in the Element in the larger rooms. Typical business traveler stays in more of a courtyard. It'll have the standard package of a gym and a pool. There'll be two patios. And again, providing, what Rusty and I are doing is creating in our world a list of the whys. How many whys can we give people to want to be at this project and want to be in Olivet and to come to the Central County to live, to work, to eat, to shop, and to experience all that, you know, between Creve Coeur and Olivet we have to offer, and get them off that inner belt and on Olive heading west for both of our benefits. And so we see this as a regional destination. So that's kind of my dog and pony show of sorts. And I figured I'd allot time in case there were questions in the room or on Zoom. You know, I'm happy to answer any questions to the level of my ability.
So we do have one coming in on Zoom. If you don't mind, Greg, just going back over how many apartments there will be, what the types, you know, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom studio, what types will they be? And do you have any idea on rental rates?
Sure. So we are in what's called design and schematic development right now. So I'd tell you the apartment count will probably be 160 to 180, somewhere in that range. Final details still, we haven't engineered yet. It'll be 65 to 75% 1 bedrooms and studios. There'll be a mix of some 2s and 3s involved in it as well. We'll have a nice mix. I'm also told a ton of the amenities we will provide involve pets. Apparently it's all the rage in apartment living is to make sure you have a spot for your dog. I've even seen almost little obstacle courses designed in our renderings for the pets. As far as rental rates, they'll be they're market rents. I mean, we're projecting our rental rates for 2 years from now when the building will finish. And so, you know, 1 bedrooms probably, and again, these are all fluid because we haven't finished the math, but, you know, 1,400, 1,600 a month probably. It's sort of in that range, you know.
Okay, we have another question. Sunny?
Greg, I don't know, can you hear me?
I can barely hear it.
Are these going to be lofts or apartments?
Are these going to be lofts or apartments?
Oh, they're apartments.
Oh, okay.
And another person asked me to ask, would like to get the feedback from, I know the mayor's not on the call, but past Mayor Missy is on the call. And I know when I used to talk to her a lot last year, she said it was hammer time. And I was just curious of what her feedback is on that, if she's.
The feedback on what, Tom?
What were your thoughts on this project that KEAT's working?
Well, I've been doing this for 20 years, so been waiting for this moment. In the very beginning of my time, I sat in the kitchens of many of the men and leaders before me with their history and their story of land plan uses in 69, 74, 78, 82, 89, 92, things that just got put on shelves and never got implemented. And the wonderful thing about the city of Olivet right now that I can honestly say I'm very proud of is together with the community, we came together in 05, 06, created a new land plan use, a strategic plan, a dynamic sense of place. And we are about to maybe next year begin to go back to the community because we are blessed to have the leadership within our city to say, we have just about done everything that we identified and put on paper to make the changes we're making in Olivet. So for me, I'm excited. I will go out on the limb and speak for my peers on the council and say they are as excited. It is a learning experience to see what you want to do. As Mr. Yawitz has said, it can take 5 to 7 years from vision to fruition. So it is a wonderful time, and we're grateful again that Mr. Yawitz is investing in the wonderful city that we call Olivet and the city he lives in. So Tom, it's a great day. We're blessed. Thanks.
Tom, I see there's another question about restaurants. So we'll mix the restaurants, as Anna Marie will know, credit is important to a lender. In fact, currently our main lender on this project happens to be Enterprise. Credit's important, but being local is important for me as well. When you look at Price Crossing, for example, where Fallon's is, which used to be Corwin's, I was approached, borderline begged by Applebee's for that spot. But I said to myself, the credit's great, but that's not where my friends and neighbors want to go. So we're going to mix this up. We're talking to a number of very well-known James Beard Award winning and nominated chefs to bring their concepts to Olive Crossing, again, for that why factor. Why, you're not going to want to go to Olive Crossing to go to Burger King. No offense to Burger King, they're a former client. But I want to give you a reason to want to be here. And that's really our goal.
Yeah, and that's what I know the cities are promoting that right now too as well. Show your local love. Let's shop local. Let's promote our local businesses. And so it's exciting that you incorporate that into your planning. So I have another question over here.
Yeah.
From Ted.
When is the projected completion of this project? And then what do you think your biggest challenge was? I know for years.
Projected completion is the first question.
I know I gave you a lot of credit because I heard for years that this project would never happen. And then actually when Rest Keeley and you teamed up together, it looks like it's going to push forward. But what do you think your biggest challenge between now and when completion, and what is the completion date?
Yeah, and then the second question, what is your biggest challenge from now till that completion date that you think you're facing?
All right, so as far as completion goes, we're going to start, our goal is to start massive excavation, Mass X as it's called, moving all the dirt around, hopefully in the next 6 or 7 weeks, barring weather, or provided the weather cooperates. After that, we'll start, so for those of you who are familiar with the site, there are very large power poles that run through the middle of it. We're gonna go ahead and bury that power. That is a very complicated and very expensive proposition. And so these all things happen in steps. And so we're going to start the groundwork this spring. Our goal is to start construction, provided everything is approved on time, which we'll submit. The goal is to start building the residential structure and some of the retail by September. That is going to kick off the project. We'll start, there's a lot of infrastructure to do. We're widening Olive by a full lane from the middle of Price Crossing all the way to the inner belt. That obviously takes a little bit of coordination and takes time for me to finish moving all the power poles first with Ameren. And so residential and retail starting this fall. The residential will take about 16 months to build, the retail about 6. For the office, that's really going to be economy dependent. We believe that by late summer of this year, the economy will start to rebound and we'll start entertaining tenants for that building. Our goal is to start building the office building in the spring of 22. And once that timetable is set, we'll start the hotel. We're approved franchisees. We just don't want to build a hotel and have an office building under construction in front of it. So we're going to make sure we time those out. You wouldn't want to be driving to the hotel and pop a tire on your way back there because we were still building the office building. And so total completion, we think, will be somewhere around the beginning of 24. And as far as major challenges, I'm not sure. We've spent years dealing with the challenges of the complexities around the sewer lines and the relief projects that MSD needed to do and the widening of Olive, because we've already got our permit to do that with MoDOT. It took almost 2 years to engineer the power infrastructure to get those power lines underground. So at this point, we own it. We've cleared the title. We've got permits ready from MSD and from MoDOT. I don't know what our major obstacle is. We've, as far as Rusty and I are concerned, it's all go.
All right, thank you, Greg. I know we're coming to the end of our time here, but if someone wanted to reach out to you, if they had questions or they wanted to be a part of the process, how would they do that?
You can call me on my cell, 314-504-6900. There are 2 very large 18 by 24 foot signs on the property that if you push one of the buttons, 2 of the 3 buttons go straight to me. As Missy can attest, and Carlos, who's on as well, I'm about the easiest person in Olivet to find. And Marasia's nodding as well. So yeah, if you've got questions or, want to know more, feel free to reach out to me. I am available, except when I'm on the phone. But I appreciate the time today.
Is anybody else going to say that he looks like Steve Carell from
Lou says you look like Steve Carell.
He sounds like him from the
It sounds like him.
I have heard that a few times.
Yes.
It's a compliment.
It's a good thing. All right, well, thanks you again, Greg. We really appreciate your presentation, and we look forward to seeing you in person and seeing this project come to completion. It looks awesome. So, and as we move forward, bring our luncheon to a close, we have some giveaways. We have some members who have given us some awesome gift cards to give out. So I'm gonna. Oh no, I have other gift cards. So from Yvonne Wessa with your insurance gal from Compass Health Insurance. She has a $24 gift card for Panera for someone here. So, Yvonne, can you give me a number between 1 and 46? 32.
Is Steve Charbonnet.
Steve Charbonnet. All right. And we also have Yvonne Wessa from Remax Results here with us today, if you've never met her. She's very shy, so she's right there. And she has another gift card to give out today as well. This is a great way to start off the year, by the way. And if I can have another number, Yvonne. 13.
I should have brought my glasses. Keith Castle.
Keith Castle, winner today, our guest. And then lastly, we have a Ted Ruzicka is brought a gift card over here for Grassi's Restaurant and Grill. And Ted, can you give me a number between 1 and 46?
35.
35.
One of our, Carl Gregory on Zoom.
Carl Gregory on Zoom. Carl, we'll have to mail this one to you. So. And then also, I'm going to do another one from the chamber, just because being Italian, you like wine, and I know Norma wanted me to give away some wine for the auction, but I thought it'd be better to give it out to start the year. So, bottle of 100. So, let's see here, our sponsors today, Mutual of Omaha. Chris, you want to give us a number between 1 and 46 that hasn't been said? 18. David Peterson. He likes wine. And again, I want to thank Mutual of Omaha for sponsoring our luncheon today. And thank you all of us for coming here and starting off the year right over here at Orlando's. Hopefully you enjoyed your lunch. Mine was awesome. And also, I want to encourage you to sign up for our virtual trivia night coming up next week. And also, we're going to send you out a link right after this luncheon. You could do a test virtual trivia. Dr. Hyland has, from Committed to Health, put together a little mini trivia. So if you've never done it with us, this gives you a taste of what it looks like. where I told you you could do multiple choice for your answers and see how you do. So I'll make sure to email that out right after our luncheon. And but get online, click on the online auction, start your bidding, and yeah. And if a few of the things that are, like I said, we have a couple items that you can look at right over here that are here in person. I'm probably forgetting something, but I know that you all are busy people. Probably have another meeting to get to. So thank you again. Hopefully I'll see you at our coffee connection and our It's Just Networking and our next luncheon at Swazia's.
Thanks, Tom. Thanks, everyone.
Everybody.
Take care.
Bye, Missy. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, thank you. Take care. God
Good
bless.
seeing you. Yeah, well, this was